Your baby crawls across the room, grabs your leg, and starts pulling up with their whole body. Like getting close to you suddenly became the most important thing in the room. It can look like they just want to be picked up, but for many babies, that climb is not random. It signals emotional safety. They may be saying, I found the person my body can settle with. And if your baby is around 8 to 12 months old, this can feel almost sudden. 1 week they were reaching with one hand. Now they drop the toy, move across the floor, grab your pants, and press their little body toward yours with an urgency that makes you stop and look down. Their face gets serious, like something in the room changed and you are the answer. This is the part many moms misunderstand, because the climb often happens at the exact moment you thought they were fine. You finally sat down. They were playing. Nothing seemed wrong. And then they choose you with their entire body. That does not mean you made your baby too dependent. It does not mean you have to let them climb on you every second. And it does not mean you are doing something wrong when you need space. This is not about guilt. It is about reading the signal. Because there is one tiny pause before many babies climb. And once you notice it, the whole behavior changes. It is the moment they search for you before they reach for you. We will come back to that later, because that pause can tell you whether your baby is only moving toward you or checking that their safe person is still there. First, watch what happens before their hands touch you. Your baby may be sitting with a toy in front of them. Nothing dramatic happened, but their eyes lift, their body turns, their hand stops in the middle of play. For 1 second, they are not studying the toy anymore. They are locating you. That small shift matters. At this age, many babies are starting to explore, but they do not explore like tiny, independent adults. They explore while keeping track of the person who makes the room feel possible. So when they crawl toward you, they are not only trying to be held, they may be coming back to their anchor. And sometimes you can see the question on their face before the climb finishes. One hand is on your knee. One foot is still pushing against the floor. Their chin lifts. Their eyes find yours. They are not using words yet, but the question is there. Are you with me? When you look back, when your voice softens, when your hand lands gently on their back, the climb often changes. Their shoulders drop. Their fingers open. Their cheek gets heavier against your shirt. For a moment, they are not trying to get somewhere anymore. They have found you. But there is another version of this climb that confuses mothers even more. It is when your baby reaches you, gets close, and then starts fussing harder. So when your baby reaches you and starts fussing harder, do not rush to read that as proof that you caused the distress. For many babies, something different is happening. They held it together until they found you. Maybe the room was too loud. Maybe they had been playing longer than their body could manage. Maybe you stepped away for a moment, and they kept going until their eyes found you again. From the outside, they looked fine. They were sitting, touching a toy, looking around, but their body may have already been working harder than you could see. Then they reached you, and the feeling finally had somewhere to go. That is why the climb can come with a cry. Not because your arms made everything worse, but because your closeness gave the feeling a safe place to come out. At this age, your baby cannot explain, "That was too much for me." The room may have felt bigger when your voice moved away, so they say it with movement. They crawl faster. They pull harder. They press their forehead into your shirt. They hold on like connection is something their whole body is trying to keep. And when you receive that moment without treating it as bad behavior, you are not teaching them to demand more. You are helping their body come back down. That is the climb decoded. Not neediness, not a demand. A signal that their body has found the person who helps the room feel safe again. The goal of the climb is not always to get higher, and the next clue is often quieter. Not the cry itself, but the tiny way their body changes once they feel your familiar pattern again. Your baby knows you through tiny signals they cannot name yet. Your voice, your warmth, your touch, your rhythm. No single piece explains it. It is the pattern. And sometimes you can see the pattern work before the crying fully stops. Their fingers uncurl. Their cheek gets heavier. Their breathing loses that sharp little edge. Their knees stop pushing. For a moment, they are not climbing anymore. They are settling. That is the shift to watch for. Because once you see it, the question changes. Not, why is my baby doing this to me? But what did my baby need help carrying? And once you understand that, the next moment becomes easier to read too. What happens when they are not on your body, but still need to feel that you are there? Your baby has climbed onto you, settled against you for a moment, and then you gently lower them beside your leg. That is when you see it again. Their fingers open and close. Their face searches yours. Their body leans toward you before the cry even starts. This is the part that can make the climb feel heavy for a mother. Once you understand that your baby is looking for safety, it can feel like you are supposed to let them stay on you every time. But that is not what connection asks from you. Your baby is not learning safety only from being held. They are also learning safety from what happens when contact changes. When they are pressed against you, the message is simple. You are here. But when they are beside you, near your knee, touching your foot, or hearing your voice from the same room, the message becomes more advanced. You are still here, even when I am not on you. Your baby may reach back up. They may lean against your leg instead of climbing all the way. They may sit close enough to touch you while holding the toy again. That is not nothing. That is your baby practicing distance with you still in reach. There is a difference between losing contact and losing you. Your baby does not know that difference perfectly yet. And one of the clearest signs of that learning may appear before the climb even begins. If your baby does this, tell me in the comments which version you see most. The fast climb, the quiet reach, or the little look up before they pull toward you. And that brings us back to the pause from the beginning. Before your baby climbs, there is often one small moment where they look for you first. That pause is not empty. It is the key. Because your baby is not only trying to reach a lap, they are checking for you. They look, and then they move. They find your face, and then they pull closer. They hear your voice, catch your eyes, feel your attention, and then their body chooses you as the place to return. That is why the order matters. If this were only about being picked up, the climb would be the whole story. But it is not. The look comes first. The reaching comes after. Your baby is showing you that safety is not just contact. It is contact with the person their body already recognizes. Attachment researchers, beginning with John Bowlby, described this as proximity seeking. But in real life, it does not look like a theory. It looks like a toy dropped on the floor. A serious little crawl across the room, a hand on your knee, a pause, a look, then the climb. And once you see that order, the behavior stops looking like a demand. It starts looking like a message. Are you still there? Can I come back? Is this where I settle? If you have noticed that tiny pause before your baby climbs, tell me what usually happens right after it. Do they smile, fuss, reach faster, or suddenly get quiet? And if your baby also follows you from room to room, subscribe and watch the next video. The real reason your baby follows you everywhere. Because that little shadow behind you may be another way your baby checks for safety. Your baby is not trying to take over your body. They are showing you the place they trust enough to return to.